Photoshop 2024, if you are using the licensed version of Adobe Photoshop, then it has brought many great features to this piece of software. If you are a graphic designer, then these features will save a ton of time of yours. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's go to the first tool, that is adjustment brush tool. So if you see here, there is a new tool below the gradient option, that is the adjustment brush tool. So if you come here, there is a adjustment menu, right? In the Photoshop there are adjustment menu called solid color, gradient, pattern. So these options are available here from now onwards. So you can directly check the options. Just click on this adjustment menu and you can get whatever the way you want. So you can just simply brush it, right? So before that you just have to go there, okay, and select your option. Before you, what you used to do is clip on this clip it with the clipping mask, then adjust the brightness, okay, then select the mask option and then simply draw it on your subject to make it brighter or darker. But now you can simply, it is not required, just select your adjustment layer, okay, go to exposure, right, and just simply brush your image. You can increase or decrease the opacity from here, right? Simply you can make it much more less if you want, but there is an option available which is, I think it is very crazy option, you know. If you want to, so before what we have to do is we have to make hue saturation layer or something like that, and then we have to mask it out with the brush tool. But with this adjustment brush we can make it pop. So the make it pop option is now available with a practical brush tool, right? So this is very handy, right? So let's go to the next tool. So the next tool is the improved font browser, right? So if I type something, for example, I will type sustainability and I'll make it a black color, right? And I'll make it Helvetica, one of my favorite font, Helvetica, now display, right? You can see. So before that, for font selection, what we used to do is simply we used to go through this, but now with this more fonts option, right, we'll get a ton of more options available. For example, if you see here, there are art deco, for example, for decorations, right, for display type. So there are brush, pen, calligraphic, clean, college, comic, cursive, friendly, fun, funky. So these new options are added here. For example, I'll say for school, so for school kids, which fonts are better? So it will give us the better fonts for a school project, right? For example, I'll type kids here, so you'll see the fonts goes well with it. So it helps us a lot, right? So you can see all the fonts are like for all the fonts are categorically divided for the particular use case. So you can see these are very helpful if you are doing a particular project related to a particular theme. So you can use these things. For example, if you want something futuristic, right, for example, machine learning, right, so this font is not going well with it, so simply we'll go to futuristic and use one of these fonts, for example this one. Then you will see that this scene is automatically changed here. I'll show you, see. So the font browser is a lot more helpful now, right? You can take any font from here and you will see the similar result, similar kind of expressions or emotions that is getting delivered through this type of fonts, right? So these are all categorically given here so that it is much more helpful to you, right? So I hope you got this point. Okay, so let's go to the third feature. So the third feature is called the bullet point in the text tool. So if we take the text tool and we'll write something like, for example, banana, right? Okay, so I'll give it 1. See, next mango, next apple. So if you see here, the numbers are automatically getting created, right? So you can simply make this type of bullet point with the help of the text tool, right? For example, let's say I will take another list, for example, pencil. So I'll give it pencil, right? See, there is a coming. This is a Roman numbering system. So pencil, pen, notebook. So there's a automatically getting adjusted, so you do not have to get another headache to bring those bullet points in your design project. So I hope you get this point as well. So let's go to the next point. So the next feature is a generative image. So there is a feature in this called generative image. You can see here. So simply click on it, and you have to, so the Adobe Firefly, if you ever worked with it, if you have the license of Adobe, you will get this Adobe Firefly, but now you can generate images from it. So I'll say Indian model holding a classic telephone talking with it, and I'll say studio background, right, and studio lighting, right, and I'll say content type, this is not art, this is a photo, right? So you want a photo, you can share some reference images as well, right? And if you go to effects, you will find many effects here. So I'll simply I'll not choose any one of this because I want to make it from scratch, and I'll click on generate. So you'll see a better image will be generated here within a few seconds. See, so this is looking very good. So if you go to Midjourney, that is a very expensive tool to buy for every month, but with this inbuilt tool you are getting such a realistic images of Indian origin. See, so I think we can use this in our designs. For example, if you have to make any kind of design here, we can simply remove the background of this image, and we can add some text behind it, right? For example, let me show you something. For example, I have to write hello, so I can write it, and I can give it a font color, and I can take it to behind this picture, and I can place it here to make it look like a design. See, so we do not have to get any kind of headache like getting license for the images or getting copyright free images. So this tool is now getting a lot more better every day, right? Okay, so let's go to the next feature. The next feature is called the generative expand, right? So if you have used the crop tool before to crop the images, so now you can expand it. For example, we use 1:1 picture size ratio for our Instagram pictures, right? So this is a image with an horizontal layout. So if you want to make it square, you can simply just choose fill generative expand option, click this option, right, and then simply hold alt button and simply drag it to make it a square, right, and then click on this tick symbol, and you will see it will automatically generate the image to make it look like a square image, right? So as you can see here, the image results are fantastic. You cannot say that this is not an original image, right? So it will, if you edit it, it will not look original, I can guarantee you that. But if you generate it, it will make your process easier, hassle free, and it will save a ton of your time, right? So if you see the second one, this also looks good. Third one, it also looks good. So if you show it to someone who is not a designer, or who is not a who is also someone who is a photographer or pro a content creator, he or she also may not be able to differentiate between these two images, right? So if you see this before and this is after, right, so much of detailing work is given by this generative expand tool, which is a lot more helpful in our day-to-day content creation as a graphic designer, right? So this is a very nice feature that I always use for my graphic design uses, right? Okay, so let's go to the next feature. So the next feature is generative fill. So for example, there is this uh, mountain here, the beautiful image of northern lights and the mountains there. So if I want to make a fill here with an image of a house, so generally we have to take a PNG image and then we have to match lightings, everything, but here we do not need to do that. So for example, I want to make a house here. So for example, I will want to make a house here. So I'll select this area and I'll go to generative fill and I'll write house with a window, right? So give the prompt as per your imagination, okay, and wait for a second to generate the exact image that you are looking for with proper lighting and the exposure settings. See, you can see here, right? This is looking exactly like the house is situated in this place. You can look the other two options that are also given in this item. See, I can say that this is way better than your imagination, right? So in this way you can make generative fill. So if you want to make any lighthouse, for example, I'll select this place and create a lighthouse here. You can create as well. So let's wait for the results. See, the lighthouse looks stunning, right? So you can make some similar results or the generative fill option for your design projects, like the generative expand and the so the other options like the generate image option. So you can generate fill option also, very handy for you to use the adjustments in your images or additions or subtractions, which will save a ton of time of your time, right? So okay, so let's go to the next feature of Photoshop. So to show you the next feature of Photoshop, what I'll do is simply I'll take a triangle here, okay? So whenever I was taking triangle before, we used to use this property bar or this top menu bar to use our fill or stroke options, but now those options are now available here. So you can simply take your fill option, or you can simply take your strokes here, right, directly from this contextual taskbar, right? And you can make it, you can make the border radius also possible through this taskbar only. So there is no need to, so you can use it from this properties panel. I just find it handy to make every changes from this panel, but here these options also available in this contextual taskbar, right? So so these are the new features that are available in Adobe Photoshop 2024. So I hope that you are that you have got some new points from Photoshop 2024, and I hope that you will be able to use these new features in your day-to-day design work in your life. So I hope you got some value from this video. So I hope you like this video and subscribe. Thank you very much.